Do you feel the need for speed?
This tiny aircraft does something most airplanes simply can't. It fights turbulence before you even feel it. Passengers fear turbulence most, but one Shark Ultralight introduces technology that transforms rough flights into surprisingly smooth, confidence-building experiences today. For most people, turbulence is the part of flying they remember the most. It doesn't matter how beautiful the view is, or how smooth the takeoff felt. The moment the aircraft starts shaking, everything changes. Hands grip the seat tighter, conversations stop, and suddenly every little movement feels much bigger than it actually is. Here's the part almost everyone gets wrong. Airplanes don't suddenly drop into invisible air holes. There are no giant empty pockets waiting in the sky. What actually happens is much simpler. The air itself is moving. Those moving currents push the wings upward or downward, and the aircraft simply follows that motion through the atmosphere. Now imagine experiencing that inside an ultralight aircraft. Because these airplanes are much lighter than large airliners, they naturally react more quickly to changes in the air around them. Even light bumps that a commercial jet might barely notice can feel much more noticeable inside a lightweight aircraft, especially when flying lower, where atmospheric turbulence is more common. And that's where the real challenge begins. Pilots usually expect turbulence and know how to manage it. Passengers don't. For many people, turbulence creates uncertainty, discomfort, and sometimes enough anxiety to avoid flying altogether. So instead of asking pilots to simply accept rough air, one company started asking a completely different question. What if the aircraft could actively fight back? That question led to years of engineering by Turbulence Solutions, a company focused on making flights noticeably smoother instead of merely helping pilots cope with rough conditions. Rather than redesigning the entire airplane, the team developed an active turbulence cancelling system and spent years refining it until it could be integrated into a real production aircraft. The aircraft they chose wasn't random either. It was the Shark 600, already known for its efficient design and impressive stability. Together, Shark and Turbulence Solutions created something that had rarely been seen in the ultralight world. An aircraft that doesn't simply ride through turbulence, but actively works to reduce its effects while you're flying. To prove the technology wasn't just working inside a laboratory, they introduced a demonstration aircraft affectionately called Steady Eddie. Instead of relying on computer simulations, people could actually fly in it and experience the difference for themselves. And that changed everything, because suddenly the conversation wasn't about theories anymore. It became about what passengers could actually feel. But the really fascinating part wasn't the aircraft itself. It was the surprisingly clever system hidden inside the wing. At first glance, nothing looks unusual. But right at the front of the wing sits a small turbulence probe. That little device constantly measures the airflow ahead of the aircraft, detecting tiny up and down movements before they reach the wing itself. In other words, the airplane gets a brief warning that turbulence is coming even before the passengers notice anything at all. Then, everything happens incredibly fast. A dedicated computer processes that information almost instantly, making calculations far quicker than a person could ever react. Instead of waiting for the aircraft to be pushed around, the system predicts what the wing is about to experience and prepares a response in real time. That's where the small wing flaplets come into play. These movable surfaces create carefully controlled counteracting forces that oppose the incoming motion. If the wing is about to be pushed upward, the flaplets generate the opposite effect. If it's about to move downward, they respond in the other direction. It's a continuous balancing act happening hundreds of times during flight. A good way to picture it is with noise-canceling headphones. Those headphones don't eliminate sound completely. They create an opposing signal that reduces what you hear. The Shark's turbulence cancelling system works on a similar principle, except instead of reducing noise, it's reducing unwanted aircraft movement caused by turbulent air. The impressive part is that the pilot stays in control the entire time. The turbulence cancelling system can simply be switched on or off as needed. It's designed to support the aircraft during turbulent conditions, giving passengers a noticeably smoother ride while allowing the pilot to fly exactly as they normally would. And once you understand how quickly it reacts, the numbers behind its performance become even more remarkable. Think about sitting inside an aircraft as it encounters moderate turbulence. Normally, the forces acting on the airplane might swing between roughly plus 0.5 g and minus 0.5 g, creating that familiar feeling of being lifted slightly in your seat before settling back down again. That's exactly the movement many passengers describe as uncomfortable, even when it's completely safe. With the turbulence cancelling system active, those motions are dramatically reduced. According to Turbulence Solutions, the system can cut more than 80% of the turbulence that passengers would otherwise feel. Instead of experiencing the full movement, occupants feel only about 1/5 of those vertical forces, making the entire flight feel significantly calmer. The difference isn't really about eliminating every tiny bump. Flying through moving air will always involve some natural motion. What changes is how that motion feels inside the cockpit. The aircraft behaves in a much more settled way, reducing constant jolts that can make passengers tense throughout the journey. And that's why this technology may matter most to the person sitting beside the pilot. Experienced pilots often enjoy flying even in changing weather. Passengers usually don't. A smoother cabin inspires confidence, reduces fatigue during longer flights, and makes people far more willing to enjoy the experience instead of worrying about every movement. Sometimes the biggest innovation isn't making an aircraft fly faster, it's making people genuinely want to fly in it. But here's something most people never think about. Even the smartest turbulence cancelling system needs the right aircraft underneath it. Put it on the wrong airframe, and the results simply wouldn't be the same. That's exactly why the Shark 600 became the platform of choice. It already had a reputation for being one of the most stable aircraft in its class, giving engineers the perfect foundation to build on. That stability comes from the Shark's carefully refined design. Its efficient high-lift wing provides excellent lift while maintaining impressive cruise performance, and its aerodynamic layout helps the aircraft remain composed in changing air.
This Gen 2 engine offers the best power-to-weight ratio in the marketplace today. That means increased payload, better fuel burn, and improved range. The Edge Performance 914 Ti features multi-point fuel injection, ECU-controlled ignition, camshaft and crankshaft sensors.
Combined with lightweight composite construction and relatively high wing loading for a 600-kilogram ultralight, the aircraft naturally reacts in a more controlled way than many people would expect from its size. And that's what made the partnership work so well. Instead of trying to fix an unstable airplane, Turbulence Solutions started with an already capable airframe and enhanced it even further. The Shark's efficient design, balanced handling, and proven performance allowed the turbulence cancelling system to deliver exactly what it was built for. a noticeably smoother experience without sacrificing the aircraft's speed, efficiency, or lightweight character. Now, smooth flying is only half the story. Because while the standard Shark focused on efficiency, the Turbo Shark set out to answer another question. Could an ultralight become dramatically faster without losing everything that made it practical? The answer started with one very important decision: choosing the right engine instead of simply choosing the biggest one. After evaluating different options, Shark selected the Edge Performance 914 Ti Gen 2 turbocharged engine. Producing 126 horsepower, it wasn't chosen just because of its output. Engineers wanted an engine that combined modern fuel injection, electronic engine management, turbocharging, reliability, and low weight. In aviation, adding unnecessary kilograms can reduce payload, increase fuel burn, and limit how far an aircraft can travel. That's why power-to-weight ratio matters far more than horsepower alone. A lighter engine allows the aircraft to carry more useful load while maintaining impressive efficiency. Less weight means better overall performance without forcing compromises elsewhere. Instead of chasing raw power numbers, Shark focused on building a balanced aircraft capable of flying farther with less fuel. The result is an ultralight designed for genuine cross-country flying. The lightweight engine, efficient airframe, and economical fuel consumption work together to give pilots the confidence to tackle longer journeys, higher temperatures, and more demanding terrain. It isn't just about flying faster, it's about reaching places that many aircraft in this category struggle to reach comfortably. And this is where things get surprising. Most people assume a more powerful engine automatically means a faster airplane. Sounds logical. Until you look at the Turbo Shark. Despite producing 126 horsepower, it can outperform many side-by-side aircraft equipped with engines producing around 160 horsepower. So where does that extra performance actually come from? The answer is aerodynamics. Unlike wider side-by-side cabins, the Shark uses a tandem seating layout, placing one occupant behind the other. That narrower fuselage creates significantly less drag as it moves through the air. Instead of wasting power pushing a wide body forward, more of the engine's energy is converted into useful speed, making the aircraft remarkably efficient. At around 10,000 feet, where turbocharged light aircraft often perform best, the Turbo Shark reaches approximately 335 kilometers per hour at maximum continuous power, while burning only 27 liters of fuel per hour. Even at a more relaxed 75% cruise, it still achieves roughly 320 kilometers per hour, while consuming just 21.5 liters per hour. Those numbers highlight exactly why intelligent aerodynamic design often matters more than simply installing a larger engine. But speed means very little if the aircraft struggles to climb or overheats during demanding flights. Fortunately, that's another area where the Turbo Shark stands out. It climbs from sea level to 10,000 feet in under 7 minutes, reaches 15,000 feet in just over 10 minutes, and can continue climbing above flight level 200 when equipped with an onboard oxygen generation system. Long-distance flying also depends on keeping the engine operating efficiently. That's why Shark redesigned its signature cooling gills to improve airflow through the engine bay, helping maintain effective cooling during hot weather and high-altitude operations, where engine performance becomes even more critical. Even the propeller received extraordinary attention. Engineers reportedly evaluated more than 40 different propellers before selecting the Gloria propeller from eProps, chosen for its high-speed cruising efficiency. It's also dynamically adjustable in flight, allowing pilots to optimize performance as conditions change. Add together the lightweight engine, efficient aerodynamics, careful cooling, and optimized propeller, and the result is an aircraft built to cover serious distances with remarkable efficiency. By now, it's clear that the Shark wasn't designed around just one breakthrough. Every detail inside the cockpit follows the same philosophy of combining comfort with practical engineering. The fully adjustable seats are designed to accommodate different pilots comfortably, while matching control columns and throttle options help create a cockpit that feels tailored rather than generic during long flights. Pilot control has also been carefully considered through a HOTAS-style layout, allowing essential controls to remain easily accessible while keeping attention focused outside the cockpit. Combined with excellent visibility from the tandem configuration, the overall flying experience feels intuitive, whether you're flying locally or heading off on a cross-country adventure. Safety received just as much attention. A protective Kevlar safety cage surrounds the occupants, while extensive carbon composite construction helps keep the aircraft both lightweight and structurally strong. The Shark also incorporates robust landing gear and more than 30 integrated safety features, all contributing to occupant protection without compromising performance. Add the turbulence cancelling technology into that package, and you end up with something many passengers appreciate most. Not just an exciting aircraft, but one that feels reassuring from the moment the wheels leave the runway. Here's the interesting part. The biggest advantage of this aircraft isn't necessarily for experienced pilots. Most pilots already understand turbulence and expect it as part of flying. It's the person in the other seat who often feels every bump the most. That's exactly why Shark and Turbulence Solutions focused so heavily on improving passenger comfort rather than simply enhancing pilot performance. For first-time flyers, families introducing someone to light aviation, and owners who regularly take friends on trips, a smoother ride can make a huge difference in confidence. Cross-country travelers also benefit because reduced turbulence means less fatigue over longer flights. Flight schools may find it useful for helping new students and introductory passengers enjoy a calmer experience. Instead of worrying about every movement, people can focus on the scenery and the joy of flying. In many ways, this technology isn't trying to change what flying is. It's trying to make more people comfortable enough to enjoy it. And this is what makes the Shark stand out. It's not one single feature or one impressive specification. It's the way several carefully engineered ideas come together into one aircraft. The efficient tandem airframe reduces drag. The lightweight turbocharged engine delivers strong performance without excessive fuel consumption, and the turbulence cancelling system adds a level of ride comfort rarely associated with ultralight aviation. Safety and comfort haven't been treated as afterthoughts either. From the Kevlar cockpit cage and carbon composite construction to HOTAS controls, advanced landing gear, and passenger-focused seating, the aircraft reflects a design philosophy built around both performance and confidence. Rather than chasing headline numbers alone, Shark focuses on creating a balanced flying experience that works in real-world conditions. Maybe that's why so many people are paying attention. Not because it promises to eliminate every challenge of flying, but because it approaches those challenges differently. Instead of asking passengers to simply tolerate turbulence, it uses intelligent engineering to reduce its effects while delivering the speed, efficiency, and practicality expected from a modern high-performance ultralight. The future of light aviation may not be about flying faster alone. It could be about flying smarter and more comfortably. The Shark shows how thoughtful engineering can improve the experience for both pilots and passengers. And honestly, that might be the biggest innovation of all.